Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Officers Adda 24/7. My name is Niharika Walia Bhatnagar and I am with you with the area of AFM. Okay, I have seen the first examination and there are so many questions that we just did in the marathon and they are there in the examination. So everyone, please let me know how did your examination go, and at the same time I request you all let me know if I'm clearly audible as well as visible. Okay, as per the information that I've received till now regarding the examination, there was a question regarding what type of GST are there in India. We discussed the types of GST in our marathon, even in terms of the paid classes. In terms of marathon, I have told you the GST is applicable in our country. There was a question on ATTTB. Same thing has been discussed in our class yesterday as well. ATTTA, ATTTB. Please let me know about your marks as well, everyone. Congratulations. Questions, just discussing the questions. Everyone, please let me know about the questions that have come in your examination. Along with that, let me know your score as well. Achha, there were questions on management accounting as well. There were questions on management accounting, right? There were roughly 3 to 4 basic numericals. Regarding numericals, I'll just give you a clarification about what kind of numericals were asked in the examination. There was a question on back office function. There was a question on back office function. Then SI. We did the SI in a lot of, even in the revision classes that were going on in the area that we are doing it. Yes, there was a question on NP after tax. Final accounts based question. Ma'am, how was the examination? What were your marks? Please let me know about your marks. Congratulations. 60. I think many of my bankers have got 60 there. Really happy for all of you. Yes, there were questions on marginal costing. There was a question on standard variance as well. What was it about? Sure, I'll explain all the points there as well. Ma'am, I'll specify. First of all, I'll write down all the topics and I'll give you a brief of all the questions as well, so that if it comes in your examination, then you would be knowing what exactly they are. Next is capital structure. This was also asked in the examination. Fund flow was also there. Cash flow, fund flow. Hardly for 5 marks. Then there was a question on lease financing as well. We were just talking about lease financing in the last session that we held, that there would be a question on lease financing and its types. NP after tax, break-even analysis, break-even point. We have discussed in our marathon only. Break-even point. This was there in the marathon. I did give a lot of questions on break-even point. I gave all the formulas regarding break-even point because I knew that this point is very, very important. Journal and ledger was also there. Yes. The question on journal. There was a question on ledger. Was there any question on rectification? There was a question on bills of exchange as well. Then there was a question on inflation price. Inflation accounting. Inflation price accounting. Please keep me updating everyone till that time. So there is a question on limitation of ratios as well. First of all, let's load down all the questions and I'll explain all the points there so that whosoever is going for the next level, they are able to go for the answers there. Okay? Limitations of ratio analysis. One of the basic limitations of ratios is that it is historic in nature. Basically, the organization is basically historically noting down all the things. Whatever is the limitation of financial accounting is automatically transferred to ratios as well. Everyone, that's a request. Please share this particular session among all your groups, among the Facebook, Telegram, and everywhere else, so that all the fellow bankers who are giving this examination can be helped through this. And please share the session and like it as well. Escalation clause. We have discussed the escalation clause as well. Under escalation clause, they say, see, what happens is, if you and I are having a particular contract account and I said, sir, the contract is for 10 lakh rupees. Sorted, it is for 10 lakh rupees. After it is for 10 lakh rupees, one thing happened. During the year, the inflation came, and due to inflation, the price of my specific goods has rose like anything. It has risen like anything, and because of this reason, now it is being very costly on my pocket. So what will I say? I'll say, sir, there is an increase in inflation. The material is now very costly. The labor is now very costly. Now I will increase the price of our contract accordingly. That means to curb with the inflation, escalation clause is added in the contract accounting. Any questions on AS and Ind AS? Please share the session, everyone. Acha, every year they do this thing. Question on real, personal and nominal accounts. They are always asked, and it has been asked again. In the question, they gave question on real account. By the end of the session, I will also explain all the golden rules again. So please be with me till the end of this session. So first of all, writing down all the points and individually explaining all those points would be done as well. This means this will not be an analysis of the questions that have been done, but also a preparation for the second and the third shift as well. AS 18 was there. Okay. Segment accounting. AS 18 was there. Segment reporting was there. Then we have types of accounting was also there. TCS was also there. TCS we discussed in the last class. TCS we discussed there. Okay. Question on different concepts of accounting. And it was related to cost accounting. Okay? It was related to the area of cost accounting. Thank you so much for the input, ma'am. There was a question on bonds. We did the question on bonds. We did the question on YTM. YTM was also asked. Then let's see what are the questions over there. ATTTB was there. Modified duration was asked in the examination. Real person, real account as well as nominal account. Both were asked. Nominal account was also asked in the examination. Zero budgeting. In the budgeting, the portion of zero base budgeting. It is not budgeting zero base. It is actually zero base budgeting. This means, okay, zero-based budgeting had a lot of importance just because of the fact, okay, this is not something which is new in the market. This has been there for years. It was introduced by Peter Pyer. According to him, after a certain period of time, what happens is whenever I have a certain assumptions, ki pata hai, last year the amount was 100 rupees. Now it will go up to 102 rupees. Maybe it will go to 103 rupees based upon previous year assumptions. But after COVID, can I say the assumptions are still the same? Assumptions hasn't changed at all. They have changed. That means the entire scenario has to be wiped off. So in this case, ZBB is a method under which we do not cater or take care of the previous assumptions. We include the assumptions. We will create a new assumptions for this particular type so that we can understand the future. The all of the previous assumptions would be eradicated, and we are going to create a new set of assumptions so that we can understand the facts there. So this is ZBB, zero-based budgeting. Then there was a question on dishonor of bills of exchange. AS20 was also asked. There was a question regarding term loan. Kindly specify what was it about the term loans, everyone. There was a question regarding term loan. Then there was a question regarding derivatives, the characters or characteristics of derivatives. Then there was a question on COGS. We have done so many questions on COGS. I've always asked that COGS is always there in the examination. Foreign exchange interims. Okay. There was something related to Forex. Please let me know a little more detail regarding it, so the next level of bankers, the second and the third shift, can be helped through this. And there was a question on security premium. We talked about it in the last class. There would be a question on security premium. Security premium can be used only for 5 purposes. That includes for writing off of preliminary expenses, for issue of bond, for bonus shares, for issue of bonus shares, for issue of right shares, for issue of new class of shares where you are trying to help through this. So all these are the reasons where you are using security premium. It can also be used to write off the previous fictitious assets related to this particular security area only. Plus it is also used in terms of buyback. So there are only 5 areas where you can use security premium. This is a specific reserve which is limited to only 5 uses. How many copies of balance sheet? I couldn't get that point. How many copies related to what? Because when we talk about the balance sheet in terms of accounting area, it is given towards the area of normally 3 sets of copies are prepared. One was for the client, one is for the income tax department, one is for the CA. So normally I would like to know what kind of areas are they talking about. There was a question on bonus shares. Bonus shares are free shares, everyone. Bonus shares are those shares which are issued from the reserves. Money would be taken from the reserve, and then the same money will be used to provide you the share capital. That means there is no inflow of money, there is no outflow of money. Acha, Forex as a feature. They were asking about the features of Forex. Okay. Thank you so much. Everybody, please keep on updating and let me know about your score as well. I would love to congratulate all those people who have cleared the examination. This time, I think I've seen a lot of dedication towards the examination. Plus, many of you had been, I would say, terribly hardworking this year because you had back-to-back PPB and AFM. Hats off to the hard work that you have shown. Yes, sir, I am going to answer all the questions as well. Don't worry. First of all, I'm just writing what is there. And after this, I'm going to talk about each and everything. Okay. Who is not a business entity? One question is related to who is not a business entity. This is the last set of questions that I have received. And was sole trader. Sole trader is also called sole proprietor. Then there was a question on type of accounting. What type of accounting? It can be related to the double entry system of bookkeeping or anything else. Just elaborate what kind of type of accounting was there. Everybody, please share the session. Please go ahead and like it. There was a question on money measurement concept. Money measurement. Chaliye. Now I'm starting with the discussion. If there is any new question related to this. How many copies financial statements have to submit income tax department and within how many years? Okay, I don't think this would be the exact question, but thank you so much, ma'am. Basically, now in terms of income tax department, we submit one specific copy towards the income tax department, and normally every organization has to keep or maintain the books of accounts for the next 7 years. If there is a bad luck and he gets into a specific case problems, then in terms of worst level or extreme cases, their books of accounts up to the last 16 years can also be asked by the income tax departments. But ideally, if this is the current year, for example, this current year is going on 23-24, so you have to keep for the last 7 years. And with every single year that we are doing it, acha, this is RBI, na? That is why I was asking. Okay. Then there was a question on job costing as well. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. I'll just discuss that. Chaliye, these are all the questions. So let's begin with each and every question. Please go ahead and share the session, everyone. Okay. Now coming back. This was the first level. There was a question on GST. Couldn't get the particular point. What was exactly asked about GST? Right. It was about types of their assets. Gold and silver are our assets. When we talk about GST, GST is goods and service tax. It is basically majorly it is divided into two parts, interstate and intrastate. Okay. Creating one more. GST overall is based upon two types. One is when it is within the state, when it is between two states. When it is between two states, it is called IGST, that is integrated goods and service tax. And in this case, intra is basically divided into two parts, that is SGST and CGST. This part belongs to the center, this part belongs to the state. Along with this, they also have UT, GST for UTs. So there can be overall these two types based upon inter and intra, and these are the types. Since I could not get the exact question, so this is what we have in terms of GST. Okay, now comes the question related to the golden rule, everyone. There was a question on golden rules of accounting. There are golden rules of accounting which were asked was related to real account, and the second was related to nominal account. Specifying the to everyone, real account means debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Nominal account is debit all the expenses and losses and credit all incomes and gains. There was one question on the area of there was one more question regarding the concepts of accounting. Money measurement concept. This talks about everything has to be specified in terms of monetary funding. It should be in the form of money. Achha, which of the following is not a part of GST? I've got the question. Thank you so much, Shubham sir. CGST, SGST, UTGST, none of the above. They all are a part of it. So the answer would be none of above, Shubham sir. Because CGST, SGST, UTGST and IGST, these are the four types there. The center gets money from CGST and IGST, while the state in terms of SGST and UT gets in UTGST. Use of front office and back office. Front office is basically taking care of the things with the customers there. They are handling the main part of that working, while back office reviews multiple things. They are reviewing what kind of securities they should put money into, and whether they are putting in the right area or not. The middle office is making sure that whatever both of these are doing is directly reported as well. So all these three areas have their defined working. Yes, that is UTGST. Thank you, Shreya ma'am. Okay, now comes the next point. Types of accounting, money measurement done. Acha, job costing is basically what? Job costing is basically a kind of costing under which we customize things. For example, I customize the specific accounting for you. What am I doing? I customize a specific dress for someone, or I am customizing 200 chairs specifically for Adda 24/7. That too in a specific color. That is job costing, a kind of costing which is terminal costing, which ends because it is based upon one thing, that is customization, and a job card is prepared for it. Job card means a specific cost sheet kind of thing is prepared exclusively to find out what is the cost incurred in job costing in that particular job that we are doing. Okay. There are more questions that I've recently got. They are related to the area of risk management. Risk management, I can say this can be related to, and there is risk handling. Acha, risk management is you cannot eradicate the risk altogether. You can just mitigate the risk. Hai na? So this can be related to the area of understanding the types of risks that exist, right? And then you try to eradicate it. Congratulations. I think I've got many bankers today who are above 50 and above 60 as well. Let me know about the highest scores that we are getting, everyone. 0.5 on simple interest. Acha. Now, specifying the formula for simple interest as well. The formula for simple interest is P into R into T. The rate has to be in percentage. This is the formula for the simple interest. And maybe in one shift, if they have asked simple interest, they can go with compound interest in the next one. What is the formula for compound interest? The formula for compound interest is P1 plus R raised to power N, whatever your percentage would be. Yes, Vaibhav sir, there are many questions that has been asked directly from the marathon that I discussed. I discussed the area of AT, TTA, TTB, thinking that these are very important, and the same has been there. I think there was a question on marginal costing. There are plenty of topics. I hope those have helped you a lot, because that is the purpose of having all those sleepless nights, so that someday when you all are there and asking us ki our hard work, your hard work, the combined hard work that we have put in for AFM is working out. So I think that's a compliment for both of us, that ultimately whatever hard work we are doing, it is paying off. Chaliye, compound interest done. Acha everyone, they can ask in the upcoming areas, since simple interest is done. As per PPB, second shift was a little difficult. Go for annuity due as well. Go through the annuity due and the other formulas of it as well. That is important that you should go through this. Simple interest is done, so they may go to other formulas. So please make sure you are doing the annuity and ordinary annuity and annuity due. Acha, this was okay. I have done the same question was done regarding 30 months was done in the paid classes. I hope you would have seen that. The question is related to the area of whatever your principal is, whatever your rate is. They are asking it for 30 months, everyone, not 1 year, not 2 year, not 3 year, but for 30 months. If it is for 30 months, then divide it by 12. The same question we have done in our revision classes. This is also there in my regular classes as well. Exact same question. I would love to know the principal as well. Sure, ma'am. I'll just share the list of the formulas in the Telegram channel, so that you can actually have all the formulas together. Because sometimes when you write, there might be issues with the handwriting. Now, I'll share all the list of formulas in the Telegram channel with you just after this particular session. Okay. GST done, real personal. Acha, real and nominal is done, which were asked in the examination. I am also discussing the personal account as well. What if they put something else in the last shift there? Personal account is debit the receiver and credit the giver. The one who gives you should be on the credit side. This can also be asked because now they are varying in all the specific areas. Done, everyone? Chaliye, now we are done with GST, we are done with golden rules of accounting. Now going back, who is not a business entity and was a sole trader? Sole trader is a person who is doing the business all alone, also called sole proprietorship. Thank you so much for giving the exact question, sir. These things are really helpful. Everybody else, please keep on updating if there's any question which is missing. And now let's move on towards the explanation of the same. Okay, we are done with this. Who is not a business? Now going back to the area of escalation clause, done. Limitations of ratio analysis. It is number 1, historic in nature. Number 2, in terms of ratio analysis, if the books of accounts are wrongly prepared, your ratios will also be wrong. And in terms of ratios, it gives you only quantitative information. It does not provide you the qualitative information. Okay? There is nothing qualitative which they provide. Congratulations. Everyone, please keep on updating your marks as well. I'm literally waiting for the marks there. And please keep on sharing the session. Okay, now we are done with escalation clause. We are done with real account. AS 18 is segment reporting. AS 18 is segment reporting. You report only those specific segments. All in all, in total, they are above 10%. Those are the segments which you should report in terms of assets, in terms of profits, in terms of sales, in terms of turnover. All these areas. I've also solved credit and debit question. Sir, it is way better. Whenever you look at questions, na, one of the best things, matlab, I don't know how many of you apply. Whenever I see a numerical, na, I don't try to solve it in the screen. I will note down all the important points on a piece of paper and would solve it that way, even if I am looking forward to it. Identify the type of errors. There were questions relating to the errors as well. Acha, yes, 80 TTB as well. I'll just discuss that part. Right now we are going through this now. TCS. We are done with this. What do you mean by TCS? That is tax collected at source. The TCS varies from 1% to max 5%. 5% is in terms of Tendu leaves. While if I talk about 1%, 1% is for our cars. If I buy a car, we discussed it in the yesterday's class as well. If I buy a car for more than 10 lakhs, then 1% TCS is deducted on it. And it is also there on tobacco as well. It is also there on scrap as well. So it varies from 1% to 5%. Please let me know the kind of question was asked in the TCS so that we can discuss it accordingly. Okay, then the concepts of accounting. Cost accounting is based upon what? Cost accounting is based upon the scenario of the amount that you paid to buy that particular thing. For example, for buying the screen, I spent 1 lakh rupees. Say, so the 1 lakh rupees plus the installation cost, total rupees is 1,05,000. So 1,05,000 would be the total amount of my cost of that particular good. So it is always recorded at the cost which has been totally incurred towards making it ready to use. And we do not revalue it time and again. Right? Done? Then we have the area of bonds in terms of YTM, that is used. Let me know what kind of question was asked in YTM. Did they ask a question related to discounting or basic calculation? Nominal account done, ZBB done. Then regarding term loan, I don't know the question. Then Derivatives. Let's discuss the derivatives as well. Derivatives are what? Derivatives, congratulations. Derivatives are basically the securities which are affected by the value of underlying asset. There is an asset underlying. The value of that asset, if changes or its price increases or decrease, it will directly impact the security value. There are different types of derivatives, right? So please let me know the kind of question which was asked from derivatives. Moving on to COGS. The formula for COGS is super important for all the shifts there. COGS. We have discussed it in almost every marathon, mini marathon. It is covered in almost every single class at 0%. And there is no 0%. It is from 1% to 5%. 1, 2.5 and 5. These are the rates. So I think more clarity is required regarding the question. Then COGS is equal to opening stock, then plus purchase, plus direct expenses, minus closing stock. This is the formula for COGS, everyone. This is the formula for COGS. Just I'll share all the files regarding the formulas there so that you get all the formulas all together. COGS is also done. Features of Forex. I don't know about the question, but let's talk about it. When we talk about the Forex, Forex is basically what? Foreign exchange we are talking about. Our currency is the home currency and the other currency is what? The next currency is something that is related to the area of foreign currency. The pricing of the things would vary. This can include in terms of Forex, we have spot transactions. That means if I buy something, if I buy the currency right away and its delivery would be made in maximum T plus 2 days. T plus 2 means transaction day plus 2 days max. And after this we have futures or forwards. Futures and forward contracts are differentiated, can be on the basis. Forward contract are over the counter. One bank sitting with another bank deciding ki acha, I want some dollars. Can I buy it from you? Yeah, go ahead. What is the price after 3 months? What is the price after 5 months? When you are determining that part. Right, that is the Forex part. Now, when we talk about the area of Forex from the other point of view, it can also be related to swaps. What do you mean by swaps? Tendu leaves is 5%. Tendu leaves is 5%. Yeah, now it is turning to T plus 1. Earlier it was T plus 2. For alcohol, I think it's also 1% there. Rest options I would love to know, because for scrap is I think again 2.5%. So I'll just share all the slabs of the TCS altogether, being on a safer side, because I don't know what is exactly asked. So then I'll share it with you. Then comes, I forgot what this point was. Then we have bonus shares. Let's talk about bonus shares. Bonus shares are those shares which are given for free. There is no single penny asked from the particular person regarding it. Let's go to the solving area. Just talking about bonus shares now. For bonus shares, the person doesn't pay. In this case, one thing that can be asked is how the bonus shares are issued, can be issued through security premium as well. The security premium, SP was security premium. You can use the security premium to issue bonus shares. It can be used to issue the right shares, right? It can also be used to buy back the shares as well. Duration of bond aaya tha. Okay. Now, when we talk about bonus shares, what happens is you remove the money from reserves. For example, this is the balance sheet. Now, in the balance sheet, this is capital, this is reserves. You do a minus here and you do a plus here. Total remains the same. The money is used from the reserves and shifted to the capital. Okay, in the bills of exchange, which date will consider? Date of acceptance, or I couldn't get the second point. The day when the bill is accepted, after that after that the maturity period is calculated. I couldn't get the next date, so what is written there. But normally, ma'am, it is based upon the date of acceptance. Once the date of acceptance has been made in a normal case, that would be case. Acha, that is drawn date. Acceptance. After acceptance, it is calculated. Then let's look at it. Okay. Going back. We're done with this. There are different kinds of bill. So I would love to know the exact question which has been asked. Because there are different kinds of bills. Bills which are payable on demand, bills which are payable on a specific amount there. That is after there was after acceptance, then which are payable on demand, and there are 2-3 more types of the bills. So that is why I would love to know the exact question to get a better answer. Direct and indirect rate for forex, it is very easy. Direct and indirect rate, whatever your direct is always when okay, the questions seems to be of normal points there. Direct and indirect rate is basically when you talk about $1 is equal to 82.89 rupees. This is direct rate. When I want to know the indirect rate, what will we do is 1 rupee is equal to 1 upon $82.89. This is indirect rate for us. This is direct and this is indirect. In terms of direct and indirect, you just have to do 1 upon the particular rate. Congratulations, I've got a lot of people getting good marks there. 54, 53, 60. Anybody above 60 there? Please go ahead and answer. Okay, coming back to the area, what was asked. We are done with all these. We are done with this as well. This page is also done now. Bonds, YTM, zero-based budgeting. Now coming back to the area of GST was also done. Then let's discuss the area of ATTTB. Since ATTTB was asked here, maybe in the next case they might change as well. So let's discuss all those points. ATTTB is for the senior citizens who are above the age of 60. When they are above the age of 60, then under ATTTB, both, please remember, both their interest on savings as well as FD up to the amount of 50,000. That is under ATTTB, all the senior citizens above the age of 60, they are having a deduction of up to 50,000. Over and above 50,000, it would be taxable, but up to 50,000, there is no tax. In terms of, for example, my grandfather who's above the age of 60 has received 70,000 as interest. So out of 70, 50 is something which is not taxable. He has to pay tax on the remaining 20. That is ATTTB, everyone. Other than ATTTB, we have ATTTA. That is for us, the people who are below the age of 60, and at the same time they have interest on savings, not deposits. For us, it would be basically for us it is rupees 10,000 only. They can also ask questions regarding ATU, then they can also ask questions on ATG and ATDD. Please go through these specific areas as well. Don't think this question, the same questions would be asked in the next attempts as well. As it is, they can definitely play, right? Okay, Shubham sir, this question is definitely not clear regarding gold and silver. I wish I can get a little better view of it. Investment asset or asset investment. Acha, there is a question on errors of accounting as well, which is not an error of commission. Error of commission refers to all those errors which are related to error of commission can be related to wrong name, writing on the wrong side, wrong account, wrong amount. They are all errors of commissions. Vaibhav sir, do you remember the exact question there? Because the rectification question is always a bit confusing, everyone. What next do we discuss there? We are done with 80 TTB. Numericals were on bond. They were on net profit after tax. Then there was a question on marginal costing. I couldn't get the question. So basic formula for marginal costing, which you should always remember. The basic formula, even in the worst questions of costing, now this particular formula is always used. The formula is marginal costing. The formula for this is sales minus variable cost. Whatever you get is called contribution, everyone. This is contribution, and from this, when you remove the fixed cost, you get the profit. This is the formula for marginal costing. If you know this formula, even the worst questions would be over for you. And there was one particular thing, there was a question asked on break-even point. So also explaining the break-even point to you as well. Break-even point is equal to fixed cost upon contribution. This is in terms of units. Whenever the break-even point has to be calculated in units. When it has to be in rupees, you use PV here. Okay? Okay, if break-even point was there, there can be a question on margin of safety as well. This is after break-even point. If you have calculated break-even, then margin of safety will be 1 minus break-even point in terms of percentage. And from total sales, if you remove the break-even sales, you will get marginal sales. For example, to recover the cost, I would have used 10,000 units to reach the break-even point, and my total was 50,000. So what is margin of safety? From the total sales, you remove the break-even sales. The remaining 40,000 is your win-win point. Done? This is relating to this area. Coming back. We are done with this marginal costing. We are done with variable costing. Variable costing per unit remains the same. It varies in terms, the variable cost varies in terms of total. For example, first of all, I am using 10 units of electricity. Now I'm using 30 units of electricity. Congratulations. I think you might have to work a little harder in the other subjects so that your aggregate goes well. Everyone, you should be above 45. Anybody who's above 45 has cleared this examination, but make sure your total falls up to minimum 200. Okay, now we're done with the portion of security premium as well. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now we are done with this area. Capital structure. I don't know about the question which was asked regarding capital structure. So if I talk about capital structure, it includes debt and equity. From the point of debt and equity, equity is further divided into preference and equity. Writing the particular formula, which I feel is quite important for the next ones. So in terms of capital structure, since I didn't get the exact question there, so the question is basically whatever it would include debt and equity. This means from the point of view of debt, you have only the long-term loans, everyone, and from the point of view of equity, it has got preference shares and equity shares. What is the formula for weighted average? Weighted average cost of capital is going to be cost of debt multiplied by cost by the weight of debt plus cost of equity multiplied by the weight of equity plus cost of preference multiplied by the weight of preference. This is the formula for the area of the weighted average cost. Please keep a screenshot of all these points so that you'll remember it. I'm giving you all the insights regarding the questions. I don't know about the question regarding fund flow. What was it, everyone? Any ideas? Fund flow. Okay, let me just explain the core of fund flow. If you remember that, even if you don't know the formula or the question there, you won't be falling short for sure. under fund flow statement, what happens is, if there is a current asset, there is a current liability, non-current asset and non-current liability. Okay. Oh. Always remember, if the things are between current assets and current liabilities, this is called working capital. And if one of these, one is a current asset and one is a non-current liability, if there is a cross or if there is a cross here, that means one figure is non and one figure is current. Only such kind of transactions are called or qualify under fund flow. Only these kind of transactions are covered under fund flow. Which will require interbranch. Okay, there's a question that is there. I'll just come to that question as well. This is the portion. Acha, this is not fund flow and this is also not fund flow. 48. Okay. Now comes the next question that was asked. All the formulas are here only. Please just keep a screenshot of all these things so that you have got everything. I'll just come to these questions as well now. We're done with the back office. We're done with fund flow. Please go through the lease financing. Lease financing is based upon operating and financing. Operating is short term. Financing is long term. Dry lease is where the lessee has got all the, lessee has got all the responsibilities, so he has a kind of ownership. Now he has to maintain the asset. When it is wet lease, there the lessor has the responsibilities. So these are very important: dry lease, wet lease, financial and non-financial. All these are covered there. Financial and operating lease. Then comes bill of entry. They can always ask the questions related to the due date in the examination. Yeah, even I feel the paper was good. Very good, sir. 69 there. Then after journal, we create a ledger. Okay, we're done with all the particular questions which has been asked. So the next thing that I can request you is, please keep us updated regarding the questions which are coming in the second shift. And all the second shift people, please, for further details, what you can do is you can join my Telegram channel. The name of the channel is JAIIB 2023 Niharika map. You can find it on Telegram there, right? So I'll be sharing the list of the formulas and other details there. So kindly join it and please keep me updated regarding the questions that are coming in the second and the third shift. I'll be meeting you after the third shift now. So till then, all the very best, the second and the third shift people, and make sure that you are giving your best foot forward towards this examination. In accounting, there is only one thing that is helpful. That is maintaining your mind in such a way that you are not getting panicked, because numericals and the conceptual questions of numerical based, it cannot be understood when you are in panic. Okay, there was one more question relating to the goods purchased, maybe like company purchased goods there, sold stock. Okay, congratulations Manoj sir. Shreya ma'am, to simplify fund flow, the current assets and current liabilities, when one thing is, if for example I paid off my creditor being paid off is working capital, it is not fund flow, because creditor and cash both are current. What if I purchased a machinery with cash? Cash is current while machinery is non-current. This is what we call, which qualifies for the area of current, for the area of fund flow statement, sorry. Okay. a lot of questions, lot of concepts. Everyone, I have given a lot of questions to you in this particular area only. Please keep a screenshot of it after the class is completed, and I'll be sharing the particular a few more questions of the marathon and the formulas with you on the Telegram channel as early as possible, so that you can the second and third shift can be benefited out of it. Till then, thank you so much for being there. Keep us updated about your marks, and everyone who has cleared the examination, congratulations. And at the same time, now after this examination is over, RBWM is left. Now we'll be meeting in the CIB area. You can look forward towards that area as well as early as possible once we are done with JAIIB. So all the very best, everyone. We'll be meeting you in the analysis after, I think we'll be meeting at 4:30 for the English medium there. So thank you so much. Bye-bye. And all the very best second and third shift, and congratulations all the bankers who have qualified for this examination. Thank you.